What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tadella Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about music, the power of music, and my own personal journey listening to music. Kind of really just going across my whole life up until now. Throw me on in the background, give me a listen, fold your laundry, do your dishes, whatever you got to do. And that's about it. Double clap, let's yap. So, for starters,
that's about it.
But do what you got to do.
Childhood
and
up until
double clap,
I
let's
got
Spotify, and I was 12 when I got Spotify. I was just listening to radio music, whatever my parents had on, and I could be like, "Oh, can you change the channel? I don't like this song," or station. That's about it. I didn't really go out of my way to seek music, like to seek out music, up until I was 12. That is when I discovered LMFAO. So I became really obsessed with their music. But I was just listening to it on YouTube, so just watching the music videos. I got really obsessed with music videos during the pandemic specifically. So that was something. And then I finally got Spotify in 2019, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I was listening to pure bullshit. I was listening to fucking Roxanne. I was listening to Roxanne, bro. Now I'll let it slide because it's just what I was used to listening to. And Ransom by Lil Tecca, which is still a banger, but holy 2019. So after that, so that would have been 2019 when I got Spotify. So up until 2024, I was just listening to bullshit, bro. Literally nothing. I was listening to I don't even know, bro. Just nothing. I will say though, one smart thing that I was doing is listening to musical soundtrack or movie soundtracks. And by that, I mean like the OST, the original score made for the movies and TV shows. So like the Moon Knight score, Loki had an amazing theme by Natalie Holt. And then I started listening to like Ludwig Göransson, Hans Zimmer, stuff like that. So I really got into the whole musical scoring thing. And I still listen to it. I have a whole album dedicated to it. Oh my gosh, I have so many bangers in there. If my Spotify ever got deleted, I think I'd probably just end it all, honestly. I think I'd just give up. So I finally locked in 2024 and expanded my musical horizons. So the thing that kind of jump-started that was actually For All the Dogs by Drake, and I finally listened to First Person Shooter in December 2023. I remember exactly where I was, and I was like, oh, damn, this rap shit is low-key, like a whole, okay. So then I started listening to more stuff. So I think the first rap album that I just genuinely just put myself, I was like, listen to this. Utopia by Travis Scott. Dude, I remember that I was working at Subway at the time. I was listening to it. And I remember once I finally got to Telekinesis with SZA and Future, I was like, damn, this is a long-ass album. But that shit was fire. And then I listened to it again on a road trip that same summer. And so I kind of got really into like the mainstream rap, trap, stuff like that. So, Travis, Gunna. Actually, no, Gunna was more last year in 2025, but in Future, I didn't really get into Drake as much, but all those mainstream rappers, 21 Savage, but you get what I'm saying. And then 2024, I also discovered A$AP Rocky. Oh my gosh, one of my best decisions. That was a great decision. I listened to all of his albums. Yeah, I did. That was March 2024. Yeah. And that's like that year is when I really. I was like, damn, this music shit is, okay, bro, I really fuck with this. I was so happy. I was proud of myself. I was, making sure I listened to new albums. I was like, no excuses, just listen to it. And that's really carried over into 2025, which is where my music, expanded way more, I'd say. I'd like more mainstream rap, so I finally listened to, Gunna albums on their own and Uzi albums. I think I finally listened to all of most of Future's albums last year too. And then so that was the first quarter of the year. And in the summer, I don't know, I was kind of just bumping the same stuff. I kind of go through phases, where it's like I'll listen to rap for a few months and then I'll be like, okay, I'm getting tired of the same rotation of songs. So then when Peacemaker season 2 was coming out, that's when I got back in my rock stuff, man. Oh my gosh, I got my bag, because I remember when season 1 came out, I'd listened to the albums or to the soundtrack, and I really fucked with it, but I'd never gone past that really, and then Peacemaker got me into it. I was listening to the season 2 soundtrack and finally going past that, listening to other rock music like Dokken and Rat, I think it's like RATT, Ozzy Osbourne, rest in peace. Rest in peace, bro. Yeah, so like stuff like that. I got really into that, and that was kind of like my fall. Oh my god, and Pink Floyd too. Finally listened to almost every Pink Floyd album, except for like the earlier stuff. I didn't like that as much, but yeah. So I got really into that. I felt cultured, bro. That was my fall 2025. That was beautiful time. Oh man, because I was in the car a lot for my job. And now 2026, I'm really just going to different genres now. Because in 24, I had these friends and they would always listen to underground, like Glock 40 and Prada Bag Shotty. And, you know, I was like, it was cool, but like it was just like, no offense, but it was a little too black for me. I'm not going to lie. But now I finally locked into the underground, bro. I'm tapped in, bro. I'm tapped in, bro. I'm not gonna, like, you know, we got Glock 40, we got Prada, we got Slayer. Slayer's fucking fire, bro. Slayer's fire. If you listen to Too Slimy, get up. Stop watching my video, bro. I don't want you here. Respectfully, I don't want you here. But yeah. So, honestly, yeah, like last year, I really just realized the power in music, you know? And I got really into production too. I never made my own music or anything, but I'd like, I'm more of a production guy as opposed to a lyrics guy, because it's really hard for me to pay attention to lyrics. That's why I haven't memorized any songs as of recent. But yeah, most of the time when I'm listening to music, I'm not listening for lyrics because I'm at work or something like that. So I'm kind of just vibing with it. And one era I did leave out is 2023. I had some. That was the summer, bro. That was the summer. I'm not gonna lie. It was really fun, but really scary. But yeah, I was kind of going through it a little bit. So I started listening to, what is it? What would you call it? Like indie pop and stuff like that. You know, like Duvet by Boa or Show Me How by Men I Trust. Like that kind of music. Dude, that was my shit. Like the first half of junior year, so the rest of 2023. And then yeah, this year I got really into underground and cloud rap as of recent, and I'm getting back into my rock bag. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah. So, and A$AP Rocky finally dropped his album. That was back in January, but still, just wanted to throw that out there because you know, if there's no fans of A$AP left on the world, I'm dead. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, that's about it. You know, I just gotta say, like, always expand. Always be willing to expand your horizons, whether that's with any form of media, really. You know, because you can really discover some beautiful things, and it can kind of change your life and your perspective on some things. And yeah, I just think that's really important, and I think it's a really good thing to do. You only got one life, and you have and there's no reason that you should just be listening to the same rotation of 20 songs or 3 albums or whatever. Keep pushing past it. Also, I finally listened to all of Kanye West's albums last year too. That's what really made me appreciate music, because I was like, oh, niggas was not lying. Because the first album of his I listened to was Vultures. So I kind of went backwards with how I listened to his discography. But yeah, that's just another side thing. And also, I'd rather listen to country before Taylor Swift, respectfully. Actually, no, full disrespect to the Swifties. Y'all are crazy. But yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, and subscribe. What's your favorite song? What's your favorite song or genre or artist? Comment down below. You know, gotta say the YouTube stuff. But yeah, that's about it. Tadella Talks is done for the day. Peace out.